Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at a couple of ranked games played by Ground Zero, the #1 team from OCE on the European server. Now this is something that happens usually before every Rocket League LAN, but it's been ages since we got a chance to see this, with LANs not being a part of the Rocket League calendar for the past couple of years. That is international teams playing on another region server. So Ground Zero, I believe, are the first non-European team to move over to Europe and start boot camping for the upcoming LAN. If I'm not mistaken, they went there on, it was either 25th or the 26th. I think 25th. I think that's when I first saw a tweet. So they're out, you know, a couple of weeks before the LAN almost, or at least a couple of weeks before the games get started, and really getting acclimatized to the region and getting some practice in against the local teams. I saw a tweet from one of their players looking for scrims against European teams. I've been in touch with them. Maybe we can get a show match on the go at some point. I certainly hope so in the coming week. But if you're aware of who these guys are, Amphis, Express, and Torsos, whose POV we're currently on, they're all the #1 team in OCE, and they have been for all of RLCS Season X. And so far this season, they've been tightly competing with Renegades, the other OCE team who have qualified for Sweden. And although Renegades were able to get the better of Ground Zero on the first two events of this split, in the third one, Renegades actually lost in the quarterfinals, and Ground Zero went on to win that event. So they actually took the #1 seed away from Renegades, despite the fact that Renegades have had a pretty good matchup against them in this split so far. So I would really consider them both equals going into this event. Ground Zero have been dominant for RLCS Season X, absolutely crushing the competition, and now this season they've got competition from Renegades, but that I think can only help OCE grow and continue to develop. Now, speaking about OCE's history with RLCS, of course they're the first region to be integrated to RLCS outside of Europe and North America. They've been around since Season 3, and at Season 3 they did actually have a team who were able to take a win against one of the NA teams there, and ever since then they've been competing at Worlds every single time. They've been competing at every RLCS LAN that's ever happened. And not only has OCE been there, actually Torsos has been there. And this is him in the Dominus right now. Oh, he's attempting a ceiling reset. What a goal that is! Great air dribble, ceiling reset, and a phenomenal read for the finish as well. Put them 2-1 up in this rank game. And Torsos is the Garrett G of OCE. He's been there since the start. He's still there to this day. And just like Garrett G, he was able to win RLCS Season X alongside his team, and he's looking to do so again in this season with the exact same lineup. Express is another guy who's been around the OCE scene for quite a long time, and he's got LAN experience with various teams. But Amphis is going to be making, I believe, his LAN debut in Sweden, so we'll take a look at his POV in the next game. We'll see what he's getting up to. But Torsos just on fire here. That's another solo goal by him. Had the air dribble, now the ground dribble. 3-1 against some very high rated European players. 3 players that I've not casted before, and I don't think I've seen them before. If I have, I don't remember it. But they're all high rated players. I believe Grand Champ 3, because right now you don't even need to be SSL to get into the top 100, because we're so close to the start of the season. So if I'm not mistaken, the only player in this lobby who's currently SSL is Torsos, and everybody else in here is GC3. But all the Ground Zero guys are sitting in the top 100 right now. They're putting time into that EU rank ladder. They're practicing against the region's ranked warriors, and scrimming against the region's teams as well. You know, another great opportunity, not just for the other teams coming into Europe to scrim, but also for the teams who didn't actually make LAN to get some practice against international competition. That's the advantage that Europe has for all of their teams, not just the ones that qualified for the event. So just over a minute to go here. Ground Zero looking pretty good. These are the 2 most recent ranked games that I could find, this being the first that was played out of the 2 that I'm going to show you. But there are plenty. If you want to watch more of these guys against EU ranked warriors, against maybe some EU players that you are familiar with, then head over to ballchasing.com as always and search for any one of these players. Well, Torsos is going by another banger from OMOI, whatever that means. I'm not sure what this means. Maybe I'm getting memed on here, but Express and Amphis are currently, I believe, running with their actual in-game names. So if you search for either one of them, you'll probably find some games to watch. Tarsos has just not been readable for his opponents in this game. They're looking very comfortable in the matchup on the EU server. OCE teams are known for successful boot camps. They've come into several LANs in the past, way off the pace with regards to mechanics and just in general level of play, but throughout the boot camps they've been able to excel and they've been able to grow and improve. That really does bode well for OCE's chances in Sweden, that not just Ground Zero but also Renegades coming out early. I believe Renegades are traveling right as I record this video. They've got a long way to go, of course, coming from Australia. Really puts the rest of the country, or the rest of the attendees to shame who complain about their traveling, myself included. I've only got to move 1 hour time zone. There we go, first game in the bag here. Tarsos putting on a great performance with the solo goals, and Ground Zero just able to out-pressure their opponents by a fair margin. We've got one more game. Let's take a look at Amphis POV and see how the new boys getting on the EU server. So Amphis and the Fennec, it's a rematch, exact same matchup that we just saw, same opponents, and this game was played immediately after the one that we just watched. So there has been no gap. Amphis getting up a bit late for that one, but great read off his own backboard. Now that I've given you guys the history and the information about these teams, let's look a bit more at the gameplay and talk about what they're doing. Really deep position there from Amphis, but you know, in rank that usually works out because teams tend to just hit the ball as hard as they can a lot of the time, so you're likely to catch a hard clear often. And now that he's got boost available, he's going to move it a bit closer as third man here. Noticing that there's probably not going to be a volatile 50-50, he doesn't stay in the center waiting for a center ball. If that looked like a 50-50 is about to happen, I'm sure Amphis would have dove into the middle. Very early challenge there by Skyrix or Skyrix. Amphis a bit surprised by that one. Tarsos has some defending to do. He will, but no boost on the respawn for Amphis as he comes back from the demo. Express is actually behind enemy lines there. Very aggressive position by him. I don't expect to see all of these wild rotations from Ground Zero when they play in the LAN in Sweden. Of course, ranked is the time for practice. It's the time to really practice your mechanics and get the grind on with especially new mechanics that you've not mastered yet. That's what we often see pro players doing. That's why many a pro player and many a pro team will just drop ranked games to players you've never heard of. You know, it's number one because there's a lot of really good players in ranked who just don't put time into tournaments and haven't got a team alongside them. Oh, what a great pass by Amphis. Express going to come in and put in the first goal of the game. It was one touch by the goalkeeper, but not enough to keep the ball out of the net. Great aerial recovery by Amphis to keep the attack alive. Turning back to goal there after the kickoff. I do like that. Oh dear, that's just a complete own goal, and Tarsos gets the credit. Didn't look like that that was necessary by the blue team, but they have gone and done it. Now that kickoff that I just mentioned before, it's something I've criticized a lot throughout the year. Teams at the highest level in all regions love to go for dead ball kickoffs and just cheat into the corner and then up the field, up the line after grabbing boost. Anyway, even though the player in the kickoff's not even trying to send the ball that direction. So there's a dead ball kickoff attempted by Amphis. He's actually trying to win the kickoff, not really dead it. So it doesn't make sense for a player to leave the net wide open there. Love that from Ground Zero, even in ranked, putting in some decent kickoff strategies, just getting not just the mechanical grind going, but making sure that the decision making isn't out the window as well. It's all been about fast recoveries for Amphis this game, getting back into the play, surprising the opponents by how quickly he's able to not just get his car back into position, but also make a play on the ball. This is not the biggest test that they're going to have, of course. It looks like the opponents they're up against are just being out-mechanicked most of the time. The OCE boys have looked a bit faster and have looked a lot more in sync with one another. Bear in mind that they're probably not even hard coming right now. Great pass again. Amphis with some really great passing in this game. That's actually his third for the playmaker, and the forfeit comes through as well. Phenomenal stuff from Ground Zero. Really in sync in this game and comfortably winning this one after a tighter game before this. Yeah, probably not even hard coming. I say probably because maybe they are actually just hard coming right now and practicing that in the run up to the major. I don't know if they prefer to do that or if they prefer to just chill out and play ranked without comms and really just focus on those mechanics and not take the games too seriously, because of course it can be quite tiring mentally and very taxing as well to hard comm and to take every ranked game as seriously as a tournament. A quick way to burn out for a lot of players. I'm excited to see more of Ground Zero. I'm excited to see other teams showing up in Europe and playing on the European server. I'm definitely going to be searching, ball chasing for ranked games of any player, any team who decides or who have decided to come out early in boot camp before the LAN. And like I said, if I can get any show matches with Ground Zero versus EU teams, then you can catch that on my Twitch channel. Follow me on Twitter to know when all my streams are going to happen. I do tweet before every single one of them, as I always tell you guys. But that's all we got time for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully that informed you guys a little bit more about Ground Zero, if this is a team you're not quite familiar with. OCE not just coming to take part. They really do mean business here. Out a couple of weeks before the LAN to already get acclimatized to the region and get practice in scrims and also ranked games. These guys have played a ton of ranked games, which is really cool to see. Love that they're taking this so seriously, and best of luck to them in the event. But like I said, we might see more of them on the channel, so be sure to check out on Twitch if you're interested in catching that live. I will upload them to YouTube if I do get any show matches from international teams in the run up to the LAN. Plenty of that content going to be attempted this week before I head over to Sweden myself, as I will be casting the event in person. So I'll see you guys then, and hopefully I can get a bunch of content out for you before I go. But guys, like I said, that's all we're going to look at today. So again, thanks for watching and take care, and I'll see you in the next one.